Okay, welcome guys. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be learning how to use the 3D Up printers. So you're going to have to go through a series of steps before you actually get to print your project. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you step by step all the special tick boxes and checks to make sure yours is ready to go and hopefully will succeed. Okay, so the first thing what we're going to do is around the side, the first button on the side is the on button. Okay, we're going to hit that on button. It'll boot up and you'll see because the light will come on. After you've done that, you want to come across to your computer and down the bottom we've got our up switch. Okay, so our up app, we're going to open that. While that's opening up, what we're going to do is we're just going to make sure that our 3D printer is ready to print. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is we have to make sure that this board is nice and clean. If it's not clean, at all times what you need to do is you need to take that board out. It's as simple, if you put your thumbs on the top, okay, and pull back, it slides off. There's our board. One of the first things you need to do is make sure is there's no filament left on the back of the board, and then also there's no filament or leftover pieces on the bottom here. Just using your hand will be simple enough there. Now, I took some of these off earlier, as you can see. To get these off, all you need to do is you need to use one of these scrapers, okay? And always scrape away from your body, okay? Or you'll end up with a hurt finger like I did yesterday. So getting this back in, okay? The easiest way is to use your thumbs at the back, and you need to make sure that your screw holes are all lined up. Once you think you've got it on, you need to check down the front that it's all lined up and the back as well. If you don't, what will happen is your 3D print won't lay down properly. So I'll just do that now. Now I've put that in. If you come down and check down the front, there's no gaps at the front anywhere along. What I'll do is I'll just take it off again and show you what it might look like if you don't put it in properly. So on the left hand side here, you can see that there's a gap. If you look on the right hand side, there's no gap. So we're just going to make sure that we've got all screw holes in. And as you can see, that's now okay. As far as setting up the printer for the actual manual part, that's the end for that. If we come over to our computer now, we can press our up button. What that does is it brings us to this screen here. The first thing we have to do, and we always do this before we start any print, even if it's already up at this page, is we initialize our printer. That will take anywhere between about 15 and 30 seconds. While we're doing that, we can actually upload our drawing, okay? So we're gonna hit on the plus button, and then we're gonna come in here and hit our plus. Now, I've actually got these up and ready to go. You might need to go in and find yours wherever it is. What I'm gonna be doing today is I'm going to be printing my crank pieces. And we just hit open. Now that will load onto your page. What you have to do is you have to make sure that your print is in the right place and it's going to print up the right way. So what we'll do is I'll just show you how to rotate it. Okay, so we can go X and we just go -90. So if we wanted to print this, we wouldn't print it like that. As you can see, it's going through our bed, which we don't want. We could do an auto place. And what happens is it places like that. Now to print this, it would use too much filament and it would be better off laying down. So I'm just going to go back into the rotate, okay? This time, instead of using the X, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Y, and we're going to go down to an auto place. That auto places it on the bed, ready to print. Once you've got it to that stage there, and now you can see the initialize is over, we're going to come in here to print. We're going to come in and we're going to choose anything larger than this here. we would use anything above 0.2 thickness. We need to make sure that our honeycomb is always set at this, unless specified otherwise. So if you need something solid, you'll choose that. If you need something with less, you could choose that. Our print quality is normal. If we want to make our print go faster, we would choose fast or turbo. Now this is the important part when we get into the options. So the options are, today we've chosen no raft, but I'm actually going to choose to print with a raft. The raft is the bottom part that it sits on. It's very important and we should always have that unchecked. We're going to go with no support for this because we've got nothing overlaying and nothing overhanging. If something was overhanging, like my marble maze, so if this part here was overhanging this part here, we would need support. So we would have to check our support here. We need to come down and we need to hit thin wall, and we also hit easy to pill. Once we've done that, we can click confirm. Now, before you go ahead and print, we need to know how long it's going to take us to make sure that we can print in our allotted time. So we hit preview. Up the top here, what it's doing is it's rasterizing, and it's going to tell us how long it's going to take to print our project. So at the moment it's going to take 47 minutes and it's 6.44 grams. We're just going to hit OK. So that's ready to go. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to come in and I'm going to choose print, and I'm actually going to print it this time. It will take a little time to go across because it's going to do the same thing as the preview. Once it's ready to go and this is up at printing temperature, what you'll do is you'll hear a beep. What we need to do is we need to make sure that it lays down the first few layers correctly, so then we can leave it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit OK, and then we're going to come over and we're going to watch the first few layers get laid down correctly, and then we can leave it and come back in say about 45 minutes time.